My name's Lance Blair. I founded Disabled Explorers. I'm an ICU nurse. I work intensive care. I've been an amputee 20 years. Worked with the disabled those 20 years, but in the last few years, with the increasing number of people coming back from overseas with new disability, as a nurse interacting with so much, it got to be more than I could do as an individual. So founded Disabled Explorers so it could grow and reach more people than I could reach just by myself. Disabled Explorers is not Lance Blair. This needs, if it was Lance, it would never exist. I was helping the disabled, I was working with disabled. The point of Disabled Explorers was to get beyond Lance, was to help it grow and be something beyond what I can do. As one person can never reach enough. What I want people to know about Disabled Explorers is that they can be a part of it. There's no membership required. That everything we do, we're volunteers. All of us have jobs. We obviously, being donation supported, cash never hurts. But this gear all had to come from somewhere. If they're a manufacturer, they don't have to think their product will be helpful. Let us take a look at it. I guarantee you none of these companies ever designed these products thinking this will be great for the handicapped guys. Let us look at it through those creative eyes. Give us a chance. If you're a private individual and you see a used piece of gear in good shape, pass it on to us. We'll find a guy that needs it. A lot of the guys that we're helping out are on fixed military disability. They're on fixed Social Security. They don't have a lot of money. They'd welcome a used ham radio. They'd welcome a used air jack. I learned that 20 years ago as an amputee, that everything that I saw required some level of adaptation. Once I've gotten over that initial fear and I've decided, okay, what do I have to adapt and do? I adapt. Now I've overcome. I've overcome my limitations. I've overcome my both mental and physical problems. So go, explore. You've solved it. I can't imagine some guy staying at home watching TV because he simply couldn't solve some technical problem. Once he gets past the fear, once he gets past the emotional component of being willing to go out and explore, everything else is just a problem. And a problem is an opportunity for a manufacturer. So we go through and we look at gear. None of this was designed for the disabled community. We simply look at it and say, okay, through different eyes, how can this work for us? I chose the Toyota. It's not so much that one particular vehicle is the perfect one for the disabled. Someone's in a wheelchair, they're going to make a different choice. The key is that they make the right choices so they get out there and then get home safely. The vehicle gives you a level of independence and confidence so that now you're self-sufficient. Now you're doing what you want to do and going to the places that you want to go rather than going where someone else has decided you can go as a disabled person. I'm a highly functional amputee. Below the knee, I'm able to hike quite a ways unless I break my prosthetic, and then I hike nowhere. So this gives me a security blanket, a foundation. It also gives me the ability to take my gear and not be concerned about how much I can pack out. And again, not everyone's as functional as I am. If you're missing an arm, hiking again, you have more of an opportunity for injury. If you're in a wheelchair, you're limited to pathways and walkways and what someone has built for you. Your level of physical mobility issue simply means that you're allowed to be more creative in finding the problem. And that's one reason that with the FJ Cruiser, we emphasize to people that this isn't the only solution. This is my solution. We want people to understand that you don't have to own a Toyota to be a part of this. You just have to want to. That's all you have to have, the desire. The Continental Divide Expedition was the first of a series of annual epic adventures that we wanted to do as the core of Disabled Explorers. It was myself, it was another amputee, my sons went with us. We took 3 vehicles and traveled from Canada to Mexico by mostly dirt roads following the geographic Continental Divide to show to other disabled folks that you can do it. It was 24 days, it was 5,000 miles. We traveled along, we camped every bit that we could. We traveled through Yellowstone and Glacier, and that was important to contrast what the government provides in the form of handicap access with pathways, which are great, handrails, which are great, with that independent sense of adventure of all the things that we saw with our four-wheel drive access through the backcountry, the elk coming through camp, the antelope running along the side of the vehicle, the bear sightings that we had, the things that you can't have when you're on an asphalt pathway. If you're afraid, and we can show you that we've done it, and we can say it's safe for you, and we've tested this gear, that's all it takes. On our website, Overcome is where we tell the stories of the guys that are already out there. We gather information from every disabled person we meet who's already there. What are your solutions? How have you done it? That inspires the newly disabled. When you're in rehab, when you're at home, when you just found out that this is the way your rest of your life's going to be, you can't imagine. You can never envision yourself being out there. But if you can jump on the website and read the stories and maybe meet a guy who lives near you. We're based in Phoenix. We can't be everyone. But if you're in Portland and you can read the story of a guy in your neck of the woods, you feel better. You know, you're not thinking that's just a desert thing. When I lost my leg, I was 18 years old. I honestly thought my life was over. I could not imagine ever having what I had before. And there weren't the resources that there are today. There just wasn't something out there. And so I remember the struggles that I had. I remember, for me, you know, family trying to prompt me, no, you know, why don't you get out of the house? Oh, I'll never, what if? The what if scenarios will trap you in your mind. I never want someone to go through that. The overlanding community is something unique in that they want people to share what they enjoy. There's no exclusivity involved. The only limitations are the ones in your head. Everything else is just a technical problem that needs to be solved.